On the west coast of New Zealand's South Island, a few kilometres north of Westport, the ground rises swiftly away from the coast. The steep slopes force the prevailing winds upwards. And because they have just passed over thousands of kilometres of cold ocean, as often as not, the tops are covered in mist or clouds. And out of that mist, those clouds, for well over 100 years has come some of New Zealand's finest coal. For the first 90 of those years, the coal travelled down to the railway far below, on the famous Denniston incline. The coal came to the top of the incline from several different mines spread over the hills and valleys of the Denniston plateau. In the final years it came along an aerial ropeway. But before that it came via an elaborate network of rope roads, sort of inclines but on the flat. The very first rope road, though, was a simple affair that ran into and then through the Banbury Mine. Today, an imaginative scheme is underway to recreate a part of this history. The idea is to lay a working tram track for tourists along the line of that first rope road behind the top of the incline. When it's finished, it will carry the visitors 365 metres to the portal of the Banbury Mine, and then nearly 200 metres into the mine itself. John Green is managing the project for the Department of Conservation. He was himself a miner up on the plateau. So for him, the project has special meaning.
We're always grappling with the idea of how we were going to interpret all these sites. So we put together an interpretation plan. Out of that plan emerged three major themes. One, the transport of coal. Two, the people, the culture, the people, the social history. And the third was the actual mining of the coal, the underground mining. So the first two we could address quite easily, but the third we always grappled with, because how do you talk about the actual mining unless you can get to the place where it happened? So we looked around for opportunities, and obviously we had this idea in our head. We wanted to talk about the mining, so we looked at where we could find a coal mine, where we could go into the real thing and actually interpret the mining, actually where it happened, and keep it nice and authentic. So we discovered this place, which was very, very unique, very rare opportunity, because the nature of underground coal mining means you mine the coal out, and then as you retreat, you collapse the place behind you so that you can get as much coal as possible out. So you're taking out the coal that's supporting the whole structure above you as you retreat back. This place was different because it was mined in 1878, driven in as a coal mine, and then when it broke out and to burn its face, they developed other mines along the way, like Coalbrookdale, Iron Bridge, Warratia, and so they still needed to transport the coal to the incline. Now when they first worked this place, they must have had that in mind, because they left two pillars either side of the main haulage road, and that was to hold this place up. So that sheer act gave us this opportunity. It kept the place supported, kept it there for all those years, and that's why it's still standing today. And we can go in, so that was a very rare opportunity. So we thought, right, let's go here and we'll do something.